right, we just wait for people to come in. Listen, send that list to me again.
You say what?
Send that list to me again. We just wait for people to come in.
Oh, okay.
Who is that? Okay. Cammy T. Hey, Cammy T. You know what? I kind of need that list too.
Oh, there we go. It's still down.
You send this to me again?
It's so ghetto.
We are getting it together. Our life coach is getting it. She get her life together.
I gotta get my life together.
Yeah, the life coach gotta get her life together and her life together.
It's good.
Okay. Hey.
Hey. Hey. Hi, sis.
All right, how long are we waiting for people to get in here before we start?
It's fine.
Yeah.
Hi, bestie.
We're just gonna start.
Girl, them hoops is hooping, honey.
I had to do something. Because my hair not done. I had to do something. So yeah, tonight, we are going to be talking about what are we talking about? What are we talking about tonight? I can't do that.
Tonight, we are going to be talking about basically therapists versus social media content creators.
Yeah,
which one individuals prefer? Do you prefer to go on social media or do you prefer to go to the couch?
Professional.
Yes.
Okay. So, you know, I'm Miss Philly. It's a Fresh Princess show. This is my good sis, Jennifer, who is a life coach. And she is here to assist me. She has a few statistics, but first, before we start, you know, just let the people know what exactly a life coach does, because you know we hear that term a lot nowadays. We got life coaches, we got, you know, coaches for damn near everything. So what does a life coach do?
Basically, a life coach, they encourage, provide advice, some sound counsel to an individual or a client, professionally and or career wise.
Okay. So could I get a life coach if I'm experiencing postpartum?
No, you need to go. I would advise. I would advise for a person who's going through postpartum to get a professional licensed therapist.
Okay. So with certain things that a life coach that's not their lane?
Yes, certain things that actually life coaching is not regulated. So it's something
so anybody can be a life coach.
Huh?
Anybody can be a life coach.
Anybody can be a life coach at this point. There's no regulation.
Not at this point.
So, but there's certain things that a life coach cannot do. A life coach cannot diagnose a person.
Okay.
A life coach cannot provide clinical or medications, prescribe those types of things. So if you need those things, you need to go to a therapist.
Okay. You need to seek a professional. So there is a difference in when you need to see a professional and when you could just be online talking to online influencers. Now, do you think that online influencers are just as good as licensed therapists? Like where is the online? Because some people might say like online influencers can reach more people because more people are comfortable in, you know, talking to them or you know, telling them their business or relating to them, like they're seen more. So like where is an influencer and a therapist, like where do they level up? Like which one is better in today's
society?
Yeah, and today's society.
In today's society, I feel like, I guess I don't want to be biased, but I guess the professional only because when it comes to social media content, to me, it's just my opinion, everything can be cookie cutter. and everybody is not cookie cutter. I can get on here and talk to you about motivation, about goals, about things like that, but
so
I haven't talked
really,
to you.
You feel like they're not really
it's not personalized.
Yeah, it's not unique to the person. It's just,
I need to know
it's just any old thing.
Yeah, I need to know like a little bit more than what do you really know from social media? Like what do you can look at, you don't know who this person is. So I need to know you. I need to talk to you, figure out what's going on. Sometimes therapists can hear that what's going on without a person even saying it. Like I can see you. I can see something is wrong with you. You know, with social media, I can't see, I can hear, but I need to see you face to face so I can get that personalization. And then we can talk about what's actually going on. Because sometimes we don't be talking about what's actually going on.
Right. We talking. What are we talking about? Okay. So, all right. It's not personalized. Social media influencers, the advice that they're given is not personalized. So why do you think people gravitate more to social media influencers than they do to actual therapy? Because I know you had some stats on African Americans and how the percentage of African Americans that are actually seeking therapy. Like, what were those numbers?
5%. And that ain't a lot of people.
Wait, it was 25?
25%.
25% are actively seeking therapy.
Yes.
So why do you think that is?
Now, I do think that some things could be because of insurance. Sometimes we could lack insurance.
Okay.
The culture. Our culture is not therapy friendly. Basically,
what you mean? What you mean by that?
You know, keep your business. Even though sometimes we don't keep our business to ourselves, but you can figure it out
where people telling all their business online. So are people really keeping their business to themselves?
Exactly. So you really kind of aren't. And then sometimes we don't want to hear that the no or we just want. Sometimes when we talking to our friends may agree with us all of the time. But if you're talking to somebody else that's unbiased, that does not know you, and then actually talk to you, they may say, yeah, no, that's not accurate, or I advise you not to do that. Some people don't want to hear quite that.
Okay. So you don't think it's best for people to get advice from their friends, or like? I
do think you should I think it's okay for you to get advice from your friends. However, you know your friends. That's know some of your friends who you should be getting sound advice from.
And you kind of got to know who you're going to call for advice and who you're just not about to call. But that's the thing too. Like, I don't think people have the fucking discretion to know who is giving good advice and who is not. Like, we have people. We have the Derek Jacksons. We have who's the old head who died. What the fuck was his name?
You talking about Kevin?
Kevin Samuels. We got them people who are very
sometimes when you are talking to your friends, it's like it's not what I advise you to do. Like, you can do whatever you want to do. Sometimes we want our friends to know this is what you should do. Like, and then we expect that. With therapists, we don't expect that. Like, this is your homework. You have to do the work.
What it is.
Regardless if you do it or you don't.
And you paying for it.
Yes.
So it's like it's gonna be more serious, I think, when you're dealing with a professional, then you're going to your friend. Because you do have the option you do have the option with a professional to be like, hey, I'm not doing that. But like we said, if you done signed up, you done found the motherfucker, because that's a whole job in itself, finding a therapist who fits your needs. You done did all of that. You done did the back work. 9 times out of 10, if you here now with the therapist, you're going to do what the therapist
right.
Now with your friend tell you something, you might be like, it's some factors that play into that one if you're going to take their advice, like, bitch, well, you ain't really doing
and have you ever gotten some advice from a friend and been like, girl, and then you turn it on her like, I don't even know why you telling me this, because you going through something.
Well, see, no, me personally, I ask very few people for advice, like, because no.
Why is that? Why is that?
Because people cannot even like lead themselves to work. So it's like Like, you can't leave me. You can't leave me nowhere. And it's like, I love you for who you are, but no. Like, you just can't. Like, do you have friends like that? You just like, no. Like, I love you, but nah.
I do have friends like that. Well, actually, I think with me being in this field for so long that it just automatically gravitate. Like, if somebody is going through something, we're gonna talk about it.
Right.
Which can put a lot on your shoulders or whatever. But now I'll just be like,
because I mean, you gotta guard and protect your energy too. So we can get into that too about, you know, when you gotta turn it off for your friends.
And
you know,
it's kind of hard to turn it off.
Yeah, because you know your friends they know that first of all you my friend, so it's like I don't even really think they be respecting the fact that you know you licensed and you do this for a living and that you be burnt out. They just like, girl, you my friend. What's cracking? What I need to do? And pour on. They just throw they shit on you, and it's like no. Like how you deal with it though? Like in your field, because I'm not licensed shit, but people think I'm a licensed therapist. How they throw that shit on me? So how do you deal with that with your friends? Like when do you turn it off? Like the life coach.
I just now started turning it off. So I'm bad at that. So I'm definitely not the person to ask about that. I'm like, I can't help it. Sometimes.
Okay, so you out here getting burnt out behind your friends. You letting them call you at fucking 3 a.m. and just run you ragged.
So I had to set boundaries. Like I have to set. Now if you call me on some book wild stuff,
right?
Yeah, okay. But other than that, I have to set boundaries. Like no, I can't. Like this is brunch time. I don't want to talk about anything else.
So we got business hours. We got business hours for our friends. Like hold on, bitch. When I'm laid up with my nigga, like, do not fucking call me. If I'm at an event, like, do not ask me certain things. Like, do you think your friends are respectful of when they can ask for advice? Like, because I know I ask my friends, like, before I hit them up and ask them some shit, the ones I do trust and can ask, I ask them, are they in a space to receive, what I'm about to do?
I've never been asked that before. Am I in the space to receive what they're saying?
Yeah.
I've never been asked that before. But I mean, I have some friends that to me it doesn't matter what time a day or whatever, because they're actually if somebody calling me at 4 o'clock in the morning, depending on who it is, I know that they really need me for a reason. But other than that, like you have to respect my boundaries. I'm like, I don't want to talk about this.
Okay, so another question before we get back into the social media stuff. When do you put a halt on how many times you about to talk to one person about the same thing?
You talking about your friends or your clients?
Your friends. Your clients paying you.
Yeah, they pay you. So you
but your friends,
anytime you want.
So we gonna talk about it until the fucking shit decline. That's how long we gonna talk about it with the client. But with your friend, when do you be like, bitch, I told you to leave 2 years ago. What the fuck you still here for? Like, when do you put a halt on it, or do you just keep showing up for them?
I keep showing up for them, but in a space that I can. So if I know that somebody is in a situation or going through something, and I provided all resources, all the stuff that I am going through, and if it's starting to affect me, I'm gonna have to talk to my friend and be like, hey, this is the boundaries. Like this, I can't deal with this if you continue to want to deal with this, or whatever it could be. But I'm still going to show up, but it all depends. I may not pick up. I may not. I'm still there.
Yeah, I'm not showing up. Maybe it's because you do it professionally. Like, I'm not showing up because, first of all, if I done told you about 2-3 times, right, and you still doing it, like, you're not wanting to change. So it's like, what are we talking about? Like, what are we continuing to do? Just do what you're doing. Why are you including me? Like, I feel some type of way. I really feel some type of way that you're including me in your dysfunction.
I think sometimes people will probably pick that up depending on if you pull back or something like that. Then they may pick up the fact like I'm bombarding her too much on this subject.
Because they don't.
You don't think so?
No, I don't. I have a motherfucker hitting me up asking me the same shit. Like, how you do this? How you do that? About
what did you tell them? I told you 10 times.
Yeah, like, you
and
know
they
me.
just don't get it.
Yeah, they'll wait a few months and then hit me like we forgot. Isn't the same fucking thread that you asked me this shit about how to do something. And for me, I'm taking it personal because you're not trying to do the work. Like, you're not doing the work clearly. So it's just like, no. It's like, no, I have to. And that's why I don't really have
you may need
friends.
you may need to, you know what? This is what we should do. And since every time you're going to ask me this question, we're going to write it down. Maybe got a, I don't want to say that word, little locum, but because they not your clients. But if this is your friend, like, hey, you keep asking me this question. What is going on to where you're not remembering? Do you not want to remember? Like, why are you even asking me this over and over? Like, let's get to the why. Because you know you doing it.
Right. And it's like, what are you really trying to do at this point? Like, do you want change or do you just want niggas to
talk
sit
about it
and talk about this shit? And vent. Okay. So, you know, that's a different thing too. You know, some people just, I can't see. Charge them.
You said charge them, they'll remember.
They'll fucking remember.
See, that's seriously, the difference. If you charge them, they'll remember what you're talking about.
Seriously, okay, I agree with that. Next time I'm gonna have a charge for these niggas, okay? Because
tell
we're
them
not
to get your cash
2023 talking about the same thing. So we're gonna curve it back to the original topic because we kind of went off or whatever. Is you reading the comments?
She said she can't charge me.
Right, you see what I'm saying? You the problem. You the problem. Who we talking about? You gonna call it 4 o'clock? And not it's like, no, I don't know. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard when, cause you know, we do this shit. I'm gonna say I'm a therapist. I do hair, and my clients are going to drop their shit in my lap, and it's just, you know, a comfortability. And it's like I'm cool with that, but it's like it's draining. It's draining sometimes. It's draining a lot of the times. You know what I'm saying? So boundaries do have to be set. And you just gotta know when to be like, okay, listen, bitch, we just chilling, smoking, we eat, and we doing this, we're not doing that. Yeah, we're not doing that. So, okay, we got 25% of African Americans who are actively in therapy, and I think that's a damn shame.
Yes.
So, so people are not acknowledging the fact that they are mentally ill.
Some people are mentally ill. And they really do need to acknowledge that, but that is a lot. That's hard to acknowledge that you have this sickness.
She said she between the hours of 8 and 11. All right, them cool. It's before midnight.
No, she between the hours of 24 hours.
Right. That's what it sounds like. We gonna let her live.
Yeah, we're gonna let her have her hours, her credit.
Wait, what happened? Okay, so 25% of people going to therapy. The rest of them are doing what?
Either maybe suppressing it, not talking at all, maybe just talking to friends, maybe just using those affirmations. I mean, those things are good too. There's nothing wrong with you talking to your friends.
Right.
It's not, she said drugs.
Drugs! Drugs. See, and then we got to get into some things. It's like you're saying, like affirmations are not bad. We got to get into some things that you can do because therapy is not the end of be all.
It's not.
Like, I don't even want to be on here like, oh, therapy is going to solve all your fucking problems. Because like we say, we got people who...
You got to do a whole bunch of stuff in 2023 just to stay.
Listen, we got people who can't afford, like you say, they don't have insurance.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do? Like, what do you do if you don't have insurance and you need therapy? Like, what are some suggestions that you
There are
like
some resources. I mean, we are in Georgia, so there's resources that...
Georgia ain't shit. What that mean? We in Georgia. Georgia ain't do shit.
That. I'm not gonna get her on her. I like wait.
Oh, my bad.
Work
Hold on.
for the state, so I ain't gonna do them too bad.
Fuck Georgia.
But there are some resources that people can go to who do not have insurance if they need some type of sound counsel, inpatient, outpatient. There are resources. There may not be a lot of
inpatient, outpatient. You got to pay for that, right?
No.
Oh. So okay. So what they do?
So
what do they do?
Huh?
What's the resources? Where do they go?
You can contact United Way. You can contact Georgia Crisis and Access Line if you need to speak.
Hold up.
Hold up. Let me write them down.
Right, you gotta write it down. Okay, yeah, write this shit down.
I better write these things down.
They not talking about this.
So yeah,
they talking about who you feeding first, your kids or your nigga. They not telling you where your resources is. So yeah, write this shit down. So you say United Way.
So United Way.
Boom.
Georgia Crisis and Access Line, that you can actually talk to a licensed therapist or a clinician, excuse me. And if you need inpatient, outpatient, you can talk to them. No, don't be talking about Georgia.
I'm not.
You can call them and talk to them, and they can guide you within the system, basically, on other places that you can go, depending on what you need. So just everybody does not need the same thing. Some people are battling with depression. Mm-hmm. Some people are battling with suicide. Some people are psychotic, and they are needing somebody to talk to. So that's a good place for them to, contact. You can even go online and reach out to DBHDD, which is the Department of Health of Developmental and Disabilities. You can go there, and they can give you all the resources. Well, you can plug in your zip code, and then they can just give you a list of resources in your
somebody gonna have to pin it, because I can
pin that
United. So do you is mine, so they have to make an appointment. They do have to make an appointment. They do have to set that up with my dog. And
please,
it's not free.
Because I got boundaries.
Because she got boundaries
and I got to all night.
So do you suggest, like, for social media influencers, like, because you said it's different levels to mental illness. You got people who are psychotic, schizophrenic, all type of shit, and or mild mental illness. Like, what demographic of those people do you think is okay to go online and click in to a social media influencer? Like, what level of mentally ill do you have to be?
I think maybe somebody who is dealing with day-to-day struggles.
Okay.
Like day-to-day struggles, yeah. And you need a pick you up. I just need some enlightenment, something like that. But if you struggling with anything on the next extreme, like I'm depressed every day, I'm sad every day, things like that, I don't want to go to work, I'm just, or grief or substance abuse, or some people do be homicidal, things like that. Anything like that, I really think that it would be best for you to speak with a professional, because you may not be safe depending on how depressed you are.
Well, no,
you may not be safe.
Yeah, you're not safe. So yeah, if anybody is out there feeling like that, seek professional help. United Way, I know you can you dial 411? Can they get you some help?
No, you can call 988. If you call 988 now, it'll patch you right into Georgia Crisis and Access.
988.
988.
All right. 988.
Just like 911, they're gonna call the police. 988, call the mental health.
Okay, cool. So that's the flip side of 911. That's everywhere.
I know.
Like if I'm in Philly, I can hit 988.
You should be able to.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look that up. That's cool, because we always be like, why the fuck they be calling the police? The police gonna come kill you. So you can call 988 and they'll get you in contact with a mental health professional. Okay, I didn't know that. I learned something today. 988. Get your
988.
Fucking line. It's like so. Okay, do you think that social media influencers, like the mental health ones, are beneficial? Do you think like they're serving a purpose?
I feel like they are serving a purpose, because some people, they serving a purpose.
There we go, Cammie.
They are, thank you, Cammie. They are serving a purpose for people, I think. Sometimes I look at stuff and I be like, you know what? Yeah, okay.
You got any pages that you are following or that you watch that you think are beneficial?
Myself.
Right. Plug yourself.
Plug myself. It is, I don't know right off the bat, but there are a lot of motivational, especially women, Black women, that I follow, and I definitely appreciate things that they say. I used to follow Love Dorsey a lot. Now
I still follow her. She
kind of blunt. See, and but when you speak with me as well, I can understand because I'm blunt like that. See, that's the thing with that's why I went. You don't think I'm blunt like her?
Not love Dorsey in.
No, she might be a little bit more blunt than me.
She rubbed me the wrong way sometimes. Yeah, it's kind of yeah. She do. Cause it's like for me, like if you're trying to help people, it's kind of like a certain way you kind of need to go about it. Like
people.
Yeah, like you talking to people crazy,
that's the thing. Like even with Stormy, Coach Stormy.
No, ma'am. I'm gonna click out. I'm gonna hit in.
Wait, now some people, I bet you she has a following that follows her. However, see, that's the big difference between therapists and coaching.
Okay,
I can talk to you
Coach Stormy,
however I want to talk to you.
What is Coach Stormy? What she do?
I'm saying as a coach, she can talk to you however she wants to.
No, I'm
as
saying
a
like
therapist, she can.
Like she's a life coach. That's what she do.
Yeah.
Like what is she? Oh, okay.
Don't do that. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, so she's a life coach. She's okay. See, I learn something every day.
Yes, she coaches people. Somebody said definitely not for me. So yeah, she coaches people.
Thank you. It's blasphemy.
But people may not take to her because of her how she comes across. So with being a therapist, you cannot come across. You definitely have to be empathetic. Definitely. And sometimes with social media content, they don't be empathetic. They really be talking to you like a nigga on the street.
Yeah, that's not what we doing though. When I'm paying you $10,000 to come eat at a brunch, like that's you just not gonna talk to me in a type of way because I'll shake all these fucking tables, Stormy. So yeah, I'm just not going to Stormy nothing. Like, cause what is she doing? Like, what's she do for the community? Like, what does she do? Community work? Like, I don't know. I don't follow her.
I don't know exactly what she do. I don't follow her. I follow her, but I don't like know all of her businesses and things like that. She probably does do things for the community.
Yeah,
she does to me what all social media content people do. You know, they put up content telling us what we should be doing, who we should be talking to, who we should not be talking to.
She married or she clearly got a business robbing niggas. So, you know, there's many of people doing that. What are you doing that I should be following like Stormy? Like that's crazy. Like niggas is really following Coach Stormy. And she talking to niggas crazy.
Yeah.
She telling you eating a low vibrational plate at an event that she having. Like, bitch, why is it here? Why is it on the menu? So you serving me bullshit and I just paid you $10,000 and you talking to me like shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And pay $10,000, and they be getting. We ain't even gonna talk about how much they be paying.
So we glorifying scammers, like that's what we doing. We glorifying scammers. That's a scam. Like, bitch, first of all, if you're trying to help me, like, and I'm on the road, like I'm trying to get to another level, like, why the fuck is it $10,000?
That $10,000 per person?
Per person to come eat at an event where you gonna try me on camera and talk to me like shit. Like, where is the health benefit the whatever the fuck? Like, what is it? Why are we doing that?
That's a lot of money.
10,000.
But people pay that, but people don't want to
like
pay.
As a black woman, there's other black women. Ain't no crackers over there. There's other black women over there, and you like, oh, you know, come brunch with me. I guess she teaching them some shit. Cause what am I paying $10,000 for though? Like to eat fucking.
But maybe for the experience.
What experience?
The Stormy experience. It gotta be, because what else could you be possibly?
What you mean that storm? No, seriously, like what is the Stormy? This bitch is a human being. Like what is the Stormy experience? You're a scammer. So I'm gonna come on a yacht. Like where was they at? I'm gonna have to really look into it.
Some people, I feel like some people want to be attached.
That's not healing. That's not mental health.
I didn't say that was healing. I didn't say that was healing.
Okay.
Some people want to be attached to somebody to lead them.
A retreat coming up. That's better. Yeah. How about that? That's what bitches need to be doing. And it's not 10 racks to go to a spiritual retreat. You know what I'm saying? We done pulled my goddamn hearing out. A spiritual retreat. And get your life together. Yeah, we're not paying Stormy. And we're not going to spend too much more time on sis. So, no. No for Stormy. Dorsey's cool. She be having some shit to say. I just think her delivery is, you know, a little off. I feel like you get more beats.
And we do have a lot of men. I see a lot of men coaches as well. I can say a lot about that.
You think that's good?
I really feel like a coach should not be biased. I see a lot of men going after what men should be doing for women. Like they just sticking to one track. Like we just gonna talk. Me and man, we just gonna bash men, and then it's just all women are right.
Yeah, I don't want to hear. I'll be leery of when I get on pages and it's men like that, like, oh, these men ain't doing, because it's like, sir,
that's not true, right? We don't want to make the perception that all men are like this or all women like this, and then it's like a man versus. What I see a lot is men versus women situations.
Right.
When they haven't, a lot of these podcasts and things like that, it's like men and then women, and then we just at each other.
It's detrimental to the community. Like, for real. Like, that's a lot. That's there lies, you know, a lot of our problems. Like, we just at each other's throats.
He says sometimes you got to talk rough to a person to get your point across. I feel like if you got to talk that rough to get your point across, it's not going to come across because they're not even listening to you. They probably listen to your tone and all of that. And then I can't even pay attention to what you're saying because you're talking to me crazy. So all the words that you were saying doesn't matter. It's about what I'm gonna say to you when you're done.
Yeah, like, bitch, get the fuck. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think. It's sometimes that you do have to talk to people rough. I think that's with your friends or maybe your family and shit like that. But if someone is like, you know, paying,
rough and assertive are two different things. Now, assertive, and professional is different from rough.
Well, what's rough? Like, what's rough? What's talking to somebody rough?
Cussing at them. Definitely. Pointing in any type of hand movement, cussing at them, shaking your head like this is what you gonna do. You know, that type of all of that. Like you look like you about to fight your client. You don't want that. You don't want them to feel like that.
Yeah, I don't think that happens in a professional setting, though. You think? Like, I mean, Love Dorsey, she be talking crazy. Bitch, if I fucking the fuck I said.
Sometimes the message, people not paying attention to the message. So I hear what she's saying. Like, I'm looking past how her demeanor, but everybody cannot. So if you're talking about accountability, I may not even pay it. I'm not paying attention to what you're saying, what you're talking about. You're talking too rough.
Okay.
She is a blunt. She is,
Wait, what did he say?
No, I was saying, it said her delivery is fine. She is the blunt friend. She is the blunt friend. She is the blunt friend. But then people take this social media therapy, and that's like their therapist. So then you can't be a blunt friend if you doing therapy, because a therapist is not your friend.
Right. That's your therapist.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's it.
Exactly. Now she's talking holistically when she's on camera, or most of the time they are talking holistically. Now, if they have their own little program to where we can do one-on-ones, I bet if she does one-on-ones.
Well, she do one-on-ones.
Exactly.
It's social media. It's like, if she's talking too fucking crazy, don't follow her. Because
don't follow her. Exactly.
Under the comments or whatever, and they're like, oh, well, you know, you shouldn't have said it like that. And then she cuts you the fuck out. And now you just like, oh, well.
Don't listen to her.
Don't.
That goes with anybody. Even a therapist. Like we talked before, you were supposed to research. and know who you want to, who you want to listen to. I may not like this therapist. I may not like what they talking about, so I listen to somebody else.
Get on. That's why it's so hard to find a therapist, because it's really like finding the glass slipper. Like, these therapists be crazy too. They just people too. Let's talk about that.
That's true.
How these therapists, I've had a therapist ask me, like, how are you doing it? Like, bitch, hold on. Because, what is, bitch, you supposed to be telling me how to do it, not how am I doing it. Like, you fired, right? You fired. Like, so you might have to jump around,
Yeah, just like doctors.
People get discouraged in the process. Like, all right, I done been to damn 10 people, and then you don't even really know until you get in, like, maybe 5th session, this bitch don't know what the fuck she doing, or she just not gelling with me. Like, she's not. It's just not a fit.
You know what? I had to find a therapist. First of all, most therapists have their own therapist. I can say that. Damn. Most of them. So when I was looking for mine, I had to think about everything that I wanted from my therapist. If I wanted my therapist to be a woman or a man, or if I wanted my therapist to be, depending on what type of lifestyle I live, I wanted them to understand my lifestyle. You definitely can find therapists who are non-traditional that will kind of understand what kind of lifestyle, not a bad, dangerous lifestyle, but other
a little bit
that
of
you may have
everything.
going on.
Yeah.
You said what?
Like a little bit of everything, like
a little bit of everything.
Exactly. Thing. So yeah,
you can
good.
Find those types of things. You just have to research those things.
So how do you suggest, like, somebody find, like, a good therapist? Like, what are some of the qualifications do a good therapist need to have?
Man, they need to be licensed for sure.
That one.
Make sure that they are licensed. Again, make sure they fit what you got going on. You may not know what you got going on. You may not know.
You saying the therapist need to be fitting what you got going on? What that mean? Like,
that's what I'm saying. So, like, if it's a non-traditional, a traditional therapist may not understand. Like, if you live a poly world, you may need a.
But will it say that? Like, when you go looking for your therapist,
it's
like, I'm with the shit.
I'm with the shit. If you go to Psychology Today, it can break down and you can filter out certain things.
Okay, Psychology Today.
So Psychology Today, go there, yes, and you can find you a therapist.
So how would you find a poly therapist? Like, what would they be under?
That'll probably be under sexuality.
Okay.
So if you're looking for somebody that's LGBTQI, is it all of them? Okay.
Right.
Making sure that they are friendly.
Okay. And so now you can tailor your therapist.
Yeah, you can tailor your therapist to who you are. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're saying, all right, my phone is charging. We thought we was gonna lose juice, but we juiced up. We're back. Okay, so that's dope. Like, I didn't really know that you can do that. Like, you can go get you a Christian mingles therapist and rock out. Okay, so all right, make sure that your therapist fits your lifestyle. What other things does a person need to make sure that their therapist has to be a good therapist? That's just it.
I think that right there is one of the major things. If you maybe are in person, like you want to go in person, maybe you don't want over the phone. Some therapists can do stuff over the phone.
I think now more therapists are doing like Zoom shit, like niggas is on the phone since
you got Teledoc. They Teledoc. They have mental health. I think it's another one called BetterHelp. BetterHelp.com. You can do it over the phone as well. So there are a lot of avenues that you can go, especially if you can't get to your therapist. Say, for instance, you can have therapy in a car coming from work instead of having to rush to, because a lot of the therapists now are, outsourcing to other avenues because they know social media is And everybody got their phone.
Right. So do you think that is a battle? Like, are therapists scared because people online like being therapists?
I don't think so.
Are they going out of business?
No, that therapist.
No,
therapists will never go out of business.
Okay.
I don't personally think. I just think they just need to modernize. Now everybody is either at home, got their phone with them, so there's other ways instead of somebody just driving to a private practice and getting, like, it's a little bit more accessible. Now, are people assessing it and getting to it, that's different, but it's accessible. Like, you can just go to your phone and get therapy if you want it from a licensed professional.
Yeah, I'm leery of, I don't know. I'm just sitting here thinking about, like, the pros and cons of both. Like,
there's pros and cons to both.
Yeah. What are the pros and cons of doing a regular traditional therapy?
As far as
in comparison to just going on your phone and finding a podcast, because everybody got podcasts.
But remember, I said if you know, you may know it's something wrong with you. You may not know how to put the words to it. So reaching out to somebody, as far as the cons, that you may not want to be, you may feel judged when you are going to a therapist. So I can see why somebody does not do not want to go to therapy. Sometimes we may feel like, it was this one thing I read, how many times you can take a hit. We take so many hits that we just feel like, oh, I'm strong enough. Like, I don't really need, like, I'm okay. Like, I'm okay. I don't need therapy. I'm okay.
No.
I don't need it.
No.
So that could probably stop a person. Like, I don't need it. It's not that serious. So sometimes we may think that stuff is not that serious, and sometimes it is.
Yeah. I see. I be calling everything like a mental health issue.
Everything is not a mental health issue. Not everything. Like the things that, like, but a lot of things.
Huh?
A lot of things are, but not everything.
I don't think. Well, let me take it back. I'm not gonna say everything, but I like a lot of things do be like mentally, like mental health related. I'm just gonna say that, like, and I don't think people pay attention to it. Like, I don't really think people gauge what mental illness is. Like, it can be the slightest of things. Like, if your brain is not operating on a normal, like, wave, like, something is off. Like, your way of thinking is off. But I don't know. I guess it's hard. To identify that, because if you just like, hey, this is how I think, this is what it is.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's nothing wrong with me. It's nothing wrong with what I think. Wrong. Exactly.
So, that's the downside, because it's like, how does one know if they have a mental health issue? Like, how do you self-diagnose?
How do you see? You shouldn't be. People should not be self-diagnosing, because a lot of people be walking around here talking about they bipolar, but some people do not quite be bipolar. Things like that.
Think people be saying they bipolar?
Yes. Yeah, well, you bipolar, you extremely mad.
Why would somebody tell somebody they was bipolar?
People be saying that, but they probably not be bipolar. They may just be depressed about something, or if you say, or some people have mood swings, and so mood swings is a part of bipolar, but that does not mean they should be fully diagnosed with that. So there's other factors that go into being diagnosed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things. So I really feel like self-diagnosis. But like, as far as how do you know? Like, when it comes to depression,
you're like, yo, I need to go see a therapist. This is not okay.
If you need to talk to somebody, if you are feeling down consistently, like you feeling like down, you're isolating. Like, you are isolating. You don't want to do the same activities that you were doing before.
Right.
Certain things like that. If you are on the other extreme, if you hearing, seeing, feeling stuff
no,
that
wait
you
a minute.
feel. That's
well, no,
yes,
happens, yeah.
it happens. If maybe, or if you feeling like you want to harm somebody, those types of situations, like harm somebody to the fact to where it's going to be a detriment to your life. Yes.
I think it could be on a smaller scale too of maybe a person is keep losing jobs. They keep getting into it with their boss and they keep losing jobs. It's been like 4 or 5 jobs. Because it don't have to be like, oh, I want to kill somebody. It could be like, I keep repeating patterns that are non-productive. I would think at that point, like something is wrong. like something is going on. Like
right.
You're not able to hold down the job. Like it just be that simple.
It could be something that simple.
Normal tasks. Like go to work, you keep filling out applications, go to work, you got the job, do what you're supposed to do.
It could be that simple. You cussed out all your bosses.
Right.
You may have.
But I don't think people look at like those small things as I may need to talk to someone or I may need to seek help because I'm not able to figure out what the problem is. Like all I know is it's been 5 jobs. I done punched my damn boss in the head and it's always me.
Right.
Oh, and people just keep going. Like they see the pattern, but they just keep going, doing the same thing and never seek any type of help. And it's like,
you gotta realize that it's something wrong first. First, you gotta know it's something wrong with
how you don't know it's something wrong with it? Like it's been 5 jobs though, and it's fucking with your money. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's like okay, because we can say that like yeah, you know, at first that's the first step admitting it, but like I'm asking like within yourself, like how you don't know that's a problem. Like it's been 5 jobs.
I would think that that's a problem. If I lost 5 jobs, I can't support myself in it unless I'm blaming somebody else and I'm not holding myself accountable. Now, if I'm holding all of the jobs accountable, then I'm gonna feel like, oh, it's just the jobs. It's not me.
What I'm saying is after 5, it ain't nothing to talk about.
The problem is
sitting there and you like it's not me. You sitting here talking about it's not me after 5 times, that's the mental illness that I'm talking about. Like, that's just what I'm talking about. And it's like people do that on a small scale of, okay, these are the facts. This is what's happening. Like, it was this job, that job, whoopie whoop whoop.
Man, look, anger issues.
Something's happening. And nobody's like, oh, you need to be medicated. Because I want to talk about that too. Like, at what point do you feel like it's okay to be like, yo, I want to be medicated? Man,
that right there, you definitely.
Do you feel like that's beneficial?
Because that medication, because some people are self-medicating themselves, and they're not actually even taking the medication that they should, or things like that. A lot of people are scared of taking medication because of certain side effects and things like that. So some people aren't to the degree where they need medication, but I think that would be a determination of your psychiatrist or your counselor.
No, because I feel like the psychiatrists, they're pushing drugs. Like, it's not up to nothing because you go in there, but you're going to leave with a goodie bag. And that's
you said what?
If you go up to the psychiatrist, you're leaving with a goodie bag of drugs.
You said they're giving you everything.
It's not up for discussion. You come here, you getting on these pills. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that either. But I have spoken to people that say that being on the medications have helped them. Like they're able to function in their day-to-day.
Right,
like,
and regulate
so much. So it's like there is.
And
there
it also,
I
feel like sometimes it depends on what is the conversation that you having with your counselor. Like, are you really talking about what's really going on with you, or is that therapist even getting to the
nitty-gritty of what? Yeah.
Because you may not even need medication, or you may need medication. You may be talking to somebody sitting on your couch and they high. Okay, first we need to get past their high.
But that's what I'm saying too. When you come into these doctors, sometimes they're offering you medication off the second session, and it's like, bitch, you don't even know me. You don't even know what's going on. He's like, let me send you to my homeboy down the hall. He gonna get you straight. Like they're networking and just pushing the pills. Like, so.
No, pushing pills is not good.
I don't know.
That's a whole.
You got people you saying people abusing the meds and everything. Like, it's a lot going on. So I don't know. It is times to going to the therapist now, like to the professionals.
You said what? Yeah. What'd you say?
I said there are cons now to going to the professionals, going to a therapist. Like,
oh yeah,
they are pushing medication a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Medication, definitely. Being overly medicated, things like that. Another thing is it may not be as many diverse. That goes to non-traditional or diverse therapists out here. Like if you're looking for an African American woman, you know what I'm saying? You may not. It's a lot. Well, I know it's a lot, but as far as out in the world, it may not be a lot. So the diversity is getting there, but it may not be. So you may
talking about
as
far as African American women or men?
Women, and
I'll say, and
men too. I don't see a lot of men.
For the men, because my son has been in therapy. No, it's none. Black men, no. I probably used all of them up here and they trash.
And I'm trying to think of all the places that I've worked, and I can count on one hand how many professional Black men counselors.
Though
I'm not sure.
Black men, y'all be on all these podcasts.
Maybe because they see, some people feel like therapy is more of a nurturing type of field. That you will see more women in this type of field than men. So that may be. I'm not for sure. Don't quote me on that.
Right, but I would hope that more men, Black men, would go into the field because it
need them.
It's needed. It's needed. There's no representation at all. And it's like, that's the thing. I'm not about to lay down on a couch with a person you don't even understand my culture or nothing that I'm going through. You like reading from a book, like, you know, a textbook on what you're supposed to do with me. Like, I'm a science project.
Right.
So that's the thing too, why people may be straying away from therapy, you know, professional therapy. I did want to, I don't know, like delve into, like, you know, if you can't go to therapy, but we did say, you know, you can get in contact with the United Way and a few other resources or whatever. But and if you want to be online, I say if you want to be online and you want to be taking advice, just do your research.
Yeah.
Like, do your research.
It's very important. Just do your research. I mean, and sometimes what they say don't take it personal. You have too many. I have high expectations for these content creators. Just lower your expectations a little bit. Take what they said, you know, and then, like you said, research, find what's best fit for you, and then go with it.
Yeah. Do your research, and like you say, don't put people up here.
Yeah, people be putting people to here, and then say for instance, that's the thing with the content creator. We be up here so much that if they do something bad in their life, like everything that they said.
But why is that? That's not mental illness. See, that's what I be saying. Everything mental illness. Like, how do you have that much faith in someone that you do not know? Because it's like the same thing you do with your Instagram. You're putting your highlights. Like, let's just be real. That's what we're doing. Like, nobody's fucking recording themselves sliding down the hill, crying, having a fucking mental breakdown. So we're all putting up our highlights. So why do you think they're not doing the same shit you're doing? Like, who are these people? Why are people so invested in people that they don't know? Like, that's not a mental illness.
I don't want to say it's a mental illness, but it's a problem. It's definitely a problem.
Like that, like, what is going on?
It's definitely a problem because the only person that you should have expectations for is yourself, like that high. But we really be so engulfed in other people's lives. So when they mess up or when we see that's even with celebrities and stuff like that, we be like it's just a detriment. But they are human as well.
Yeah, and you're in their business too much. You're
in their business too much, and they and they can't separate. So that's like if you were, say for instance, you were a singer and then you became a motivational speaker. Can't get past the fact that you was all on TMZ and all of that. I can't get past that fact. So I can't see you as a motivational speaker. So I may not take you seriously.
Right. Right. But I don't think that should, deter people from
listening.
From getting into it and doing it. Like, if you feel like you got a purpose and you feel like, you can reach people.
Yeah.
It's somebody for everybody.
Yeah.
And it's levels to it. Like, I'm just not following certain shit. Like, I'm not following people up like that. Like, I'm going to watch y'all for entertainment, but it's just like.
A lot of people do this stuff for entertainment, and really, I take that to heart because you really can't just be playing with people's, a lot of people are struggling. A lot of people are struggling. A lot of people are hurt. Like, wait, what did you show me? You showed me that one lady was making fun of that other lady, that she was trying to get some encouraging words, and she was just laughing at her. That's not funny.
That's not okay. But we also said, why the fuck is you reaching out to Tokyo, Blac Chyna's mom, for advice? Talking about
that's another issue. So that's
what I'm saying. It's somebody for everybody. It's somebody for everybody. Like, there's somebody out there looking at Blac Chyna's mom, and it's like, this bitch can give me a little something that I didn't have. Like,
maybe.
Bitch, how low are you? If you are that person, seek help. Seriously, United Way. The resources.
Please call 988 if you feel like you need to talk to her.
Period. Like, just call them and tell them come get you.
That's right.
And come get your phone, because.
And we not gonna put your private information out on social media.
And you can go to work
laughing at you.
Right. We're not gonna do that. Just call 988, because that's crazy. So yeah, it's just like different levels of people, and that's why these influencers can just come in and have free range, and whoever, like,
have free range.
It's somebody for them. It's somebody who wants to see families together and do their thing and do their TikToks and shit and dance and eat dinner and shit together, because I guess it gives them a sense of hope. It's somebody who wants to see every aspect of what these people are doing. It's somebody who wants to hear something that somebody's talking about. It's people listening to us. Like, it's somebody for everybody. So yeah, just do your due diligence.
Yeah.
Do your research. Make sure, and even then, these people are people. Get what you can get. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, and just understand, that, hey, I'm gonna just get what I can get, the jewels that I can get.
Get what you can get from whoever you are asking the advice or the guidance or the counsel. Get what you can get, and then do the work.
Yeah, don't put their personal life in it and what they got going on. If it is a social media influencer, just get the jewels and untie, their personal shit from it. Okay, you said this, and that's it. But yeah, that was pretty much.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it. I think we covered pretty much everything. When you was here.